July 29th, 2026 is the date your next CPP, OAS, and GIS deposit hits your bank account. And for thousands of Canadian seniors, that deposit is going to be different from last month. Some higher, some lower. And for some, it may not arrive at all. 4 confirmed changes took effect this July. Service Canada will not call you to explain any of them. Your deposit will simply change or stop. And most seniors will not understand why until weeks after the fact. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which of the 4 changes affects your situation and what to check before July 29th to make sure your deposit is correct. The first change is the most urgent. Because for some seniors receiving this video, the July 29th deposit is not going to arrive at all. Here is what happened. GIS payments for July 2026 are based on your 2025 tax return filed by April 30th, 2026. If you missed that filing deadline, your GIS payments stop in July. Not reduced, not delayed, stopped. Service Canada does not send a warning letter before stopping the payment. There is no phone call. There is no notification of any kind. On July 29th, the deposit simply does not appear. And most seniors who experience this do not understand why until they call and wait on hold and eventually reach someone who explains that a tax return they thought was optional was actually the trigger keeping their payments active. The dollar amount that stops is up to $1,109.85 per month for a single senior. Gone entirely until your return is filed and assessed by the CRA. This affects any senior 65 and older receiving GIS who did not file their 2025 tax return by April 30th, 2026. And the number who fall into this category every year is larger than most people assume, because the assumption that low-income seniors with little or no taxable income do not need to file is one of the most expensive misconceptions in the Canadian retirement system. Even if you had zero income in 2025, you must still file. Filing is what proves to Service Canada that you still qualify. Not filing means no GIS, regardless of whether you are legally entitled to every dollar of it. The action, and if this applies to you, do this today, not after July 29th. File your 2025 tax return immediately. The CRA runs free tax clinics for low-income seniors across Canada through the Community Volunteer Income Tax Program. But retroactive payments for months already missed are not guaranteed. Every month between now and the date your return is assessed is a month of GIS that may not come back. File now, before July 29th, if at all possible. The second change affects seniors who had elevated income in 2025, even if that income was a one-time event that will never happen again. Here is the mechanism. The OAS clawback cycle resets every July based on the previous year's income. For the July 2026 to June 2027 payment period, the clawback threshold is $93,454 of 2025 net world income. For every dollar above that threshold, you automatically repay 15 cents of OAS, recovered through your annual tax return. The Canadians who get blindsided by this are not high earners. They are ordinary seniors who had an unusual financial event in 2025. A property sale, a large RRSP withdrawal taken in a single year, an insurance payout, an inheritance that counted as taxable income. That one-time income pushed their 2025 return above the threshold, and now the clawback based on income that is completely gone runs for a full 12 months until June 2027. A senior who earned $110,000 in 2025, perhaps from a combination of CPP, OAS, pension, and a one-time RRSP withdrawal, loses approximately $207 per month from their OAS deposit for the entire period from July 2026 through June 2027. For reference, maximum OAS for ages 65 to 74 is approximately $752 per month starting July 2026. Maximum OAS for ages 75 and older is approximately $827 per month from July 2026. If your deposit on July 29th is lower than your June deposit and you had elevated income in 2025, the clawback reset is the explanation. The action. Log into your My Service Canada account at canada.ca and check your OAS amount for July before July 29th. Compare it to your June deposit. If there is a reduction and you had any unusual income in 2025, you now know exactly why it happened and exactly when it ends. Planning for the 2026 income year, keeping net income below the current threshold, is the only way to avoid this clawback applying again in July 2027. If your income dropped significantly in 2026 compared to 2025, there is a form that can accelerate that correction. We covered it in a previous video. The T1213 OAS submitted to the CRA. The option exists. Most seniors have never heard of it. The third change affects virtually every Canadian senior receiving GIS. Because every July, the amount recalculates automatically based on the previous year's income. If your 2025 income was higher than 2024, your GIS goes down starting July 29th. If your 2025 income was lower, your GIS goes up. Here is the threshold that drives the calculation. Single seniors receiving GIS begin losing benefits when annual income, not counting OAS, exceeds approximately $22,512. For every dollar above that threshold, GIS reduces by 50 cents. The math is direct, and the impact on a fixed monthly budget is immediate. If your 2025 income was higher than 2024, even by a small amount, your July 29th GIS deposit will be lower than June. That is the recalculation working as designed. It is not an error. But you should verify the new amount in your My Service Canada account and confirm it matches what the income change would produce. Now, here is the part most seniors do not know, and it is worth significantly more than the inconvenience of a phone call. If your income dropped significantly in 2026 because you retired, lost a spouse, stopped receiving employment income, or had any major life change, you do not have to wait until July 2027 for GIS to catch up to your current situation. You can request an immediate recalculation based on your current estimated income by completing Form ISP 3041, the Statement of Estimated Income. Service Canada will recalculate your GIS based on where your income actually is right now, rather than waiting for your next filed return to drive the adjustment. That recalculation can raise your payment within 1 to 2 months. Check your My Service Canada account after July 29th to confirm your new GIS amount. If it decreased and your income actually dropped in 2025 or 2026, and request a GIS review using the ISP 3041 Statement of Estimated Income process. Ask specifically for that form by name. The agent will know exactly what you mean. Before Change 4, which is the one most Canadian seniors have never heard of, and which could mean $950 more in your account this year, hit the like button if this is already telling you something your deposit statement never did. It helps more Canadians find this channel before July 29th. Subscribe to the Wealth Beaver. Every 2 days, we publish exactly what Canadian seniors need to know about their benefits, without the noise. And drop a comment below. Did you know your GIS amount was being recalculated every July? I want to see the honest answers. Change 4 is the one with the new money. Do not close the video. The fourth change is new money, and most Canadian seniors have never heard the name of the program delivering it. Here is what happened. The Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, the CGEB, replaced the GST/HST credit starting July 3, 2026. This is not a rebrand. It is not a name change with the same dollar amount attached. The new benefit includes a 25% increase to the payment, and that increase is locked in for 5 years through 2031. The dollar amount for a single senior with $25,000 in net income is approximately $950 for the 2026 to 2027 benefit year. That is approximately $267 more than the same senior received under the old GST/HST credit. The first quarterly payment arrived July 3, 2026. Subsequent payments arrive in October 2026, January 2027, and April 2027. Who qualifies? If you previously received the GST/HST credit, you automatically qualify for the CGEB. No separate application is required. Eligibility is assessed directly from your 2025 tax return. The CGEB does not reduce your OAS. It does not reduce your GIS. It does not count against any clawback threshold. Who misses it entirely? Seniors who did not file their 2025 tax return receive nothing. The benefit cannot be assessed without a filed return. There is no manual application process. There is no workaround. This is the third reason in this video, after GIS suspension and GIS recalculation, why filing your tax return is the single most important action a Canadian senior can take before July 29th. If you filed your 2025 tax return and previously received the GST/HST credit, your first CGEB payment of approximately $237 should have arrived by direct deposit or check on or around July 3, 2026. Check your bank account or your mailbox right now. If it did not arrive, call the CRA Benefit Inquiries line at 1-800-387-1193 and ask them to confirm your CGEB eligibility and payment status. If the payment is missing, do not assume it is delayed. Call and confirm. Every single change in this video connects back to one action. One thing. If there is only one sentence you take from this video, it is this. File your 2025 tax return if you have not already done so. GIS suspension, caused by an unfiled return, fixed by filing. OAS clawback, calculated from your filed return. Understanding whether it applies to your July 29th deposit requires knowing what your 2025 return showed. GIS recalculation, based on your filed return. Getting the correct amount for July requires that return to have been assessed. Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, assessed entirely from your filed return. Not filing means not receiving it. There is no other path to that $950. One return, 4 outcomes, all connected to whether it was filed. 4 changes. 1 payment date, July 29th, 2026. GIS that may have stopped because of an unfiled tax return. Recoverable if you file now before that date passes. OAS reduced by the clawback reset based on your 2025 income, running for a full year until June 2027, with a recalculation option available if your income dropped significantly. GIS recalculated on your 2025 income, potentially higher right now if your income dropped and you request the ISP 3041 review. And $950 in new Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit payments, available to every eligible senior who filed their 2025 tax return with the first payment already issued July 3rd. Check your July 29th deposit. Log into My Service Canada account at canada.ca. Call 1-800-277-9914 if anything does not look right. And if you have not filed your 2025 tax return, subscribe to the Wealth Beaver. In 2 days, we are going to cover the one mechanism most Canadian seniors have never heard of that can raise your GIS by hundreds of dollars per month without waiting until next July. We will see you in 2 days.